Alright, alright, alright. I think we're mostly ready now. Just try to get a few things set up. Try to make a few things nice and pretty. Just before we get going, and yeah. What you doing? Oh yeah, there's one thing I should probably do for my own maintenance. It's always good to have a rest day in between intensive fitness days, so I'm just gonna temporarily turn these guys off because I don't want to completely destroy my muscles. I want them to actually recover. And also, the focus of tonight isn't shredding myself. It's gonna be working with wonderful plastic crack. That's the point of tonight, my guys. So, welcome in to the Bite the Robot Show. I am, of course, your host. Hello again. And, yeah. I got something interesting in the mail today. And I'm going to be perfectly real with you. One of my buddies in real life done sent me this. So we're going to have to see what this is. It's a Prime box, you know? So let's go ahead and get in there. See what's up. Now, while I'm doing that, I just want to let y'all know that I've been having a freaking phenomenal week. Anytime I don't have to actually go to work and still get paid for it is one of my favorite weeks. And that comes from having way too much vacation time and not using it. And this week I decided to use it. We seem to have some paper in there. I'm going to hold on to that because we're going to use this box as like a lace pen. Neat. Well, look at here. We have a priest in the box. Die Lieber Priest. This is good. I was actually going to use my paycheck coming up to get one of these. I had something else in mind for tonight, but we'll build this instead. I like this. I like this idea. We're going to build it up first, and then I'm actually going to see if I have enough time to do the other thing that I really wanted to do, which is apply the priest armor to another kit bash I'm working on. And if you haven't seen like pictures of her that I've been doing on my Twitter, it's this chick right here, the wizard. Yes. We need to upgrade her a little bit more, and I was going to be using the priest parts to do that. So, this works out good. And now, let us begin. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I've already put together one of these guys before. I did it at a hobby shop on, like, the actual day of my birthday. And I built this guy. Yes. I thought it'd be cool to have like a sword spear kind of thing going on. But I used the Dragon Knight kit. And I'm really, really a fan of this. Looks really good. And I don't know, Bandai's cooking with these fantasy kits. They're really, really nice. So, yeah, I built this guy already. I'm half tempted to try and get another one of these Dragon Knight guys. Just to add more armor to him. Because I think it'd be dope. Dope as frick. But tonight is not about the Dragon Knight. Even though I think he's awesome. It's about the Liber Priest. Right, let's just see where all the runners are. Oh my god. Very similar to a lot of other kits that I put together, there are a lot of runners. I'm actually a little bit surprised every time I open up one of these boxes. I always find myself wondering just how many parts per box, and then getting shocked by the actual number of parts in the box. You're gonna have to also really... I keep adding banned words in my kick, but these bots still keep finding a way in. I don't like it. Man. Get banned. And I also... Wait a minute. I also thought I banned that link. Yeah, it's a blocked term, so... I'm gonna have to do something about that later, but for right now, let's just get this guy out of the box. Or, I mean, out of the packaging real quick. Yeah. These guys build up really, really nice, by the way. Seeing as how I've already done it once, the actual, like, body part of this is called a silhouette, and the silhouettes always look really, really good out of the bag. Let's see. Come on out. Yeah, they build up really, really nice, and the armor plating sticks on really, really good, too. So, just for the sake of building, because I'm gonna, even if I don't equip the armor to this guy, I think it'd be nice to have him around as sort of like a, what would you call it? Like a pose reference guy. So whenever I'm drawing, I can pose the guy and use it as, you know, drawing reference. I think that'd be kind of sick, actually. It's not a bad idea. We'll use him as a bodycon style thing. Oh, man. This has been a dope week, man. I'm so happy. It's not often I get to do any kind of like actual rest, but when I do have the opportunity to rest, it just makes me happy, you know? I don't really have much else to say on that, other than it just makes me happy. Oh, I see. Cool. All right, we're just gonna start from this. We're just gonna start from the top and go all our way down. I believe that would be the most wise course of action. Let's see, I'm gonna keep the runners kind of off to my left there, and I'll dig them up as I need them, and we'll build on top of the directions, because why not? That seems like a nice idea. I also don't really need the saw for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck it into my desk right now. There we go. Okay, we got... Oh, knocked the camera a little. We have the Hobby Nippers. Now let's begin. We're going to need E18 F12. Fantastic. Yeah. Alright. And while I'm doing this, I will update y'all on how I'm doing. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now, but I'm wondering if there's a trick to TikTok, because even though I don't watch any videos on there, I do check my own, just to make sure that my shorts are doing good on there. And long story short, I don't know if it's because I'm not tagging my stuff well or not, but I'm not really getting any views on my TikTok, and I explicitly made one to do that, to kind of upgrade my game a little bit. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just that I haven't been putting the right tags or something on there. Who knows? I'll probably watch a tutorial on it later tonight to see what I'm doing wrong. But who knows? Maybe eventually I'll get some traction. And I'm just being impatient. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, other than that, I'm thinking about other projects that I can work on for Gunpla. And I'm thinking I want to start building up the After Colony stuff. No, not After Colony. That's not what it is. I want to build up the I want to build up the Gundam Wing kits. That's what the beginning and end of that thought really is. Yeah. So I want to build the Gundam Wing kits. And I'm really, really hoping to get my hands on some of them eventually. But that is predicated on how much I actually have after my check comes in and how much I've, how much is going towards my bills, I'll put it that way. Because, as much as I would love to just, like, infinitely buy kits, I have to kind of ration my cash a bit. It's a little sad, but, you know, that's how life works. Gotta ration your cash. You gotta make sure that all of your bills are paid. Otherwise, you don't get internet, and you don't get the opportunity to actually stream your stuff. Oh, come on. I wonder why it's not... why the eyes are not going in. Oh, no, there they go. The eyes are now going in. Hold on. I'm going to try and angle this a little better so that you can see what my hands are doing. I always have that problem whenever I do Gunpla streaming, is I always end up working kind of off camera a little bit, and that's not really that enjoyable to watch. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is what the bare head looks like for these guys. They're pretty nice, actually. And like I was saying, the they have these really nice, like, body-kun style things going on here. It's it's kind of neat. All right, let's see. What else do I need? What else do I need here? Oh yeah, I need to start putting the torso together. So I'm gonna need some of the D parts. Let's see. 2018, 2122. All right. Let's cut these guys out of their runners and get a move on with this here project. Because yeah, like I said, even if I don't actually use the armor that comes in here on the silhouette itself, I think it'd be hecka useful to have the silhouette on the desk when I need to reference something for art. That'd be pretty neat. Because I always, okay, so I'm just gonna let you in on a little something something. Sometimes when I'm trying to think of a pose for things, I never really end up knowing how, or like, I never really know how to like approach certain poses because they elude me. Let me put it that way. They always end up looking like weird, or I have to make like 90 adjustments just to make sure that I'm making the right thing. And frankly, I think that's obnoxious. So it'll be nice to have a little dude on the table so that I can pose him up into the little position that I need him in, and then be able to actually actually be able to pose him up well. I'm also now realizing that, let's see, A13. There we go, 13. Then, oh, nope, can't twist that one. This one we have to actually snip. That's fine. I love building Gunpla, man. It makes me so tranquil. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes I end up getting like in my own head after streams because I wish I could be more chilled out. But then I end up like overreacting. Snip, snip. Hey, Sleeps, what's up, dude? How you doing? What's up? What's up? Yes, we are building tonight. I'm doing pretty good. I've been having a good week. This has been the week of my birthday. So, as a present to myself, I've taken the entire week off of work just so that I can focus on creative endeavors and just not engage with my workplace right now. It's been a really, really relaxing week, actually. Because I've been going to bed at a good time. I've been eating regularly. Things have been good, you know? And I've actually been able to focus in on some things that I've been wanting to... that I've been meaning to focus in on for a long while. And nobody told me how zen it is to actually have some time. Joyous anniversary of birth, my weird son. I hope the day is filled with good vibes, and I hope your year is filled... Thank you so much, dude. My birthday was actually on the 20th. This is just the week of it. But I appreciate it. I shouldn't have phrased it that way. It's like, yep, it's today. It makes me sound like a shyster. But yeah, no, I've given myself the birthday get. Okay, I hope the day of was filled with good vibes then. It was. Retroactively, you have given me good vibes on the day of on the day of my birth. Thank you, broski. That can be a retroactively applied thing, I think. I appreciate it. Sorry. My mind is kind of in a doofy place. Good, but doofy. Let's see. Oh yeah, but we're putting together the... No, frick, I already said that. Nah, like, this week has been really, really relaxing, and it's been really nice to just disconnect from work and not have to really worry about the nonsense they usually comes with work. So I was able to straight up, I've just been able to rest, and it's been awesome, you know? Not having to worry about things that give me an aneurysm are always a wonderful thing for me. Especially since I am the sort of person who sticks the nose to the grindstone all the time and doesn't know when to turn off. It's, it can get kind of bad in my case, because it's like, yeah, you know what? I can keep going, I can keep going, I can keep going. And if I don't keep going, then I beat myself up too much. So there are times I just need to set aside where it's like, yeah, no, we're not doing anything this week. And even then, that's not even true, like, mostly. Because nobody told me how zen it is to go through, like, your entire office and just remove things that you do not need any longer. You know what I mean? Like, just going through and cleansing your office space. There's something really relaxing about doing that, and I've been doing that this last couple of days. In addition to going to hang out with, like, my sister, and it's just been a really, really good week. Now I'm just yapping for no reason. That's why you all show up, though, I think. Is to just have me yap. E5, E15, okay. Need to find the E1s here. Oh, there they are. Just buried under everything. That's fine. Torso's right there. 5 goes on this side. And 6 goes on the other. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Anyway, how have you been, man? Still playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Still chasing the dream? Living the life? Being epic? Being awesome? What am I saying? Dude's always awesome. Doing well? Hell yeah. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Yeah. I saw that you were streaming Phantasy Star the other day, and I wanted to jump in to watch. Yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! In my downtime, been drawing a lot and playing a lot of Phantasy Star. Nice. Yeah, I was about to say, I saw you streaming it the other day, and I wanted to pop in. Yeah, Blue Burst has been huge for the channel. Nice. Very, very cool. Love to hear that. Love to hear it. What am I looking for here? A15. That's G. Gotcha. Yeah. I wanted to pop in, but then I had to drive home from an errand that I was running. Been meaning to check out some more. Been meaning to check out some more Phantasy Star related things. You got my mind working. You got the noggin jogging the last time we spoke about that. If you ever want to jump in when I'm streaming, feel free. Aw, thanks, dude. Much appreciado. Let's see. A14, 15, and then D1, 15, and blah. My brain decided to stop working there. It's alright. Being a smush brain ain't bad sometimes. Let's see, 15 and 16. So we'll go ahead and pop these bad boys out. I'm very glad so far that right now it's been more mellow. Yesterday was really chaotic. Not that chaotic is bad, mind you. I just sometimes wish I could go back to the days where I was a bit more chilled out and less reactive to things. Like, I'm gonna switch to lurking a bit. I'm actively listening, but I'm trying to draw my PSO character, and the outfits are insane. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just gonna be doing my usual stream of consciousness kind of stuff. But I'd like to see what this drawing looks like when you're done. That would be really, really sick. Let's see. We're snapping this together. But yeah, I kind of wish I could go back to the days when I was like less reactive to stuff and a little bit more chilled out. My blood pressure would appreciate it. But yeah. Sup, Jason? How you been? Just up for a bit. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, we're actually putting together the Liber Priest. So we have a cleric in the house. Woke up to piss. Fair enough. Thankfully, no demons this time. I think I fixed it. Nice. Quick articulation check. Yep, this thing can absolutely ab crunch like a champ. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop the head on there right away. Because even though I'm not using the armor for this guy, I am building him up. The armor is actually going to something else entirely, so it's going to be a wonderful night for a kit bash. Alright, we're putting the chest plate on there. Nice. Now D1, 17, and 19. Except I already did that, so we could move on. And now we must create arm parts. Which are going to be simple enough, I think. Usually they are. Let's see. Nope, not this one just yet. I'm going to need the C's. There we go. So we're going to need 5, 6, and 7 for these. I should get around to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again at some point. Or some Magic. Ugh, good lord. That yawn was necessary. We're making 2 sets of each arm. Gotta adjust the gloves a little. Yeah. So that was basically my little stream of consciousness there for a sec, sorry. I lost my train of thought because building Gunpla is like really a zen exercise for me. It's like almost meditative, and I remember I have to keep talking sometimes. I'm like, oh, shoot. But I love building. And I think it'd be cool to reassemble the team from Wing when I have the chance, but I don't know when I will actually have that chance to build them up. We will see, though. And I say this especially because even though Gundam Wing wasn't my introduction to Gundam, they were my introduction to Gunpla and model kit building, so to me, the Wing kits always have had like a little I've always had a little soft spot in my heart for Gundam Wing kits. And I don't know if I've already told this story on stream or not, but F it, we tell it again. But my folks, when I was younger, got me a couple of Gundam Wing kits that were really, really nice. And by really, really nice, I mean they were the really, really early. They were the really, really early year high grades, so they were janky, but they were really, really cool for me at the time. I still wish I had them because there's something nostalgic about them, actually. And the fact that they were always so weird and like weirdly off. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I loved them. I loved them back then, and I kind of love them now. Especially when I go back and reflect on like how those kits came together and how I didn't know jack about putting them together. But exploring how to do it was half the fun for me at the time. Because I was like, wow, these little robot kits are dope, huh? And then I just never stopped. Just kept building after that and kept... Okay, this is going to sound really funny, but one of my earliest like forms of customization when I was doing Gunpla building, once I figured out what these kits were and how to get them and all that, was I liked coloring them in with Sharpie. Like, modern me cringes at that a little bit because it's like, oh dear, you've tarnished your kit by coloring it in with Sharpies. But at the time I was like, yeah, mine's like stands out more and mine's cooler because it's colored in different. Ignoring the fact that I was like actively ruining the kit by doing that. There was something very viscerally satisfying, though, about just sitting with that kit for a long time, trying to color it in with the Sharpie, and and then hanging out with my best bro on planet Earth and smacking them together like action figure kids do. Those were some really, really fun times. I was like really, really young when we were doing that. There was actually, you know what's funny is that there was actually a game that me and my best bud came up with using like our action figures and all that, where we would use Yu-Gi-Oh cards as like character profile cards, and then we would have like our action figures represent them on a battlefield. And then we would just like fight each other with them. That was really fun. I was like, that's like peak kid, like early tabletop game style stuff. And it was always really fun. And then, like, I'll admit it got a little diluted at the time when Hero Forge, not Hero Forge, like Hero Clicks or whatever came out. Because I was like, yeah, we could do that, but I remember when, like, we used to, like, pile up boxes and stuff and just come up with weird scenarios. Now it's a little more structured, and it's like, oh, yeah. Yep, this is clearly the battle for Avernus right now, and back then, just made stuff up on the spot. Kind of miss those days, honestly, where I could just make stuff up, and my buddies and I would just make stuff up and smack action figures around. Does anyone else get kind of like weirdly nostalgic about that kind of thing? Where, okay, this is going to sound even more psychotic, but there was a time in my youth when me and my best bud would pick sticks up. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 6, so when my brother and I would make war games like that with chessboards and character sheets, so I feel ya. Aw. Hell yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, you have established rules between the two of you, but you don't really. like me and my best bud, we would do, like I said, we would have these, we would get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. we would get like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and that would determine how like strong our heroes were. So it would be like, ah, yes, my robot knight man that uses the Dark Magician stat block. And he becomes the ultimate magician in terms of attack and defense. And then my buddy would just be like, oh yeah, well, my demon man has the Buster Blader profile. And I meet your challenge here in the middle of the board. And I'm like, oh yeah. And it would just go on like that for a long time. But dang it, it was fun. It was like peak gaming when I was younger. I was like, it was the era of just make stuff up. Just make stuff up, it's fine. Who needs established rule sets? Not us, says me and my best bro. We just free ride this game and make it fun. And it was already fun on its own. Let's see. Come on. You know what? That'd be a very interesting like roguelike video game to make. Where you play as a couple of kids who are just making stuff up as they go. Crap. A's 9 and 10. Okay. But yeah, that'd be an interesting premise for a game, actually, where you're playing as a couple of kids who are making stuff up, and then one of you has to build the dungeon, and the other one of you has to build like the characters and the monsters and stuff. And it's just childish, makes no sense level. It'd be like childish, makes no sense level nonsense, but one of you is actively like building the dungeon and the environment, and the other player is playing through it. And then you take it in turns going back and forth until eventually one of you reaches the final boss. Or something like that. That'd be pretty neat. Actually, that'd be a really cool game. I'm going to have to keep that in my back burner of creative things that I've talked about but won't actually follow through on. Yeah, as I thought, I got these backwards. I think. Did I get them backwards, or is this just really loose? Okay, I think I just got them on backwards. Was worried there for a second. That still seems really loose, but that's alright. That's alright. We ball. We ballin', we ballin'. It's chill. I forgot which side is which on this guy. I guess I'll figure it out here in a sec, whether or not this goes in tight or not. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think this is the right way around. Alright. Hey there, Roro. What's up? How you doing, man? I'm just musing about nostalgia right now while I build Gunpla. And by build Gunpla, I mean like this is the 30 minutes fantasy line, so it's not really much of Gunpla. And I'm going to be so real with y'all. I think I actually like the 30 minutes line. Nice, doing okay. Nice. We like to hear that people are doing okay. That is a wonderful state to be in. Oh, crap. Okay, there it is. I thought I lost my spot for a sec. That's what happens when I don't pay attention. But we now build 2 sets of leg. Of 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, honestly, I think I really like the 30 minutes lines of these kits more than I like the mainline, like Gunpla kits nowadays. Which, don't get me wrong, mainline Gunpla kits are always going to be neat, and they're going to be really, really good. But I love that they can get so much more like creative with these. And they can actually play around with like the mechanics of how these are supposed to be put together. And it also makes them so much more easy to customize. Without needing to do extensive like chopping or like rearranging or gluing. Like for most of my customs with these, I just need to put the part where I want them to go. And I don't need to think too hard about it. There's something nice about just being able to snap something together and not think too hard about it. And it looked really, really nice and cool. These are really like the Kit Bashers kits. Alright, what am I doing wrong here? Ah, yes. Naruhodo ne. Sorry. But yeah. There's also something very zen about putting these together, because they really don't take that much time to put together to make something look cool. And I really appreciate that, actually. Oh, come on. Pop that out. Alright. I think I popped it in upside down the first time. Did I? Is this right? Actually, I think it is right. Think being the operative word here. No, okay, I think we're good. And if we're not, then I'll just have to come back and fix it later, but that ain't a big deal. Right, now we need D1, D2s. Got the D2 and the D1. Nice. Okay. Now we do 11 and 10. Yeah, what's new in the life of the Rorodora? They taught us this. They thought this was a normal stream, but I say otherwise. Let the brain rot grow together, misfits. We should make every second count. Hello. No brain rot tonight. Mostly just vibes tonight, my guy. I'm trying to not be as brain rotty as I was back in the day, or as I've been lately. Oh yeah, I have to go back and fix these. They're upside down. That's unfortunate. But how you doing, Hoylepa? What's up? What's up, Home Skillet? You doing well? How you been, friend? Just chilling, really. Might start setting up the Sekiro randomizer. Oh, God. There's a lot of weird challenge runs I'll do, but Sekiro randomizers, they intimidate me. Like, I like that game, and I've beat it multiple times, and I've beaten the DLCs, but when I watch videos of people using randomizers, I'm just like, oh, God. How do you all do that? And how do you do that without having an aneurysm? I wish to know these secrets. Alright. Oh, I wish I had a part separator, so I won't have to use my X-Acto. Come on. Just a little lift. There we go. Yeah. I got it upside down, so I'm gonna have to fix these legs. My hubris. I see plastic, I see robot. Hello, Mr. McRae, how you doing? We're much more chill tonight than we've been. It's gonna be more of a chill evening for me. Yeah, I recently beat it again and 100% it, but feel like doing a randomizer than one of the overhaul mods. Good, how are you, Sorted Day? Actually, no. So one thing that I've carried over from my martial arts training, Kite, is anytime I'm done with a workout, I try and do yoga to try and, like, minimize the amount of crap my body's in after, like, intense training. So after I got off stream, I did some yoga poses and relaxed. Drank some of my Muscle Milk Pro. Drank a bunch of water. So I'm surprisingly not as sore as I could be. Yeah, you did. Heck yeah. Giving me good advice after I laughed myself into oblivion yesterday. I may do more of those, like, silly Batsu game style streams because they're fun, but only on days when I know I can get away with a lot of fitness. And days I know I'm not actively, like, going to the gym or something. Because otherwise I'll overtrain and I'll blow out my knees again. There was a time when I trained so much I blew my knees out. And I ended up needing to, like, take several months from not training. Sucked. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I did some yoga after I was done with my stream yesterday. Now I'm just sort of chilling out. I'm trying to go back to being a little bit more, like, vibey. I don't really like being the kind of, like, overreactive, like, overly high energy kind of character. Because that's not really... That gets exhausting. You know? So, right now we're just chilling. And I was just recently talking about, like... You know what? I'm going to bring it up again because I really think this is a interesting train of thought to go on. Earlier, I was just sort of yapping about, like, nostalgia from childhood and how me and my best friend used to make these weird little tabletop war games where we would get Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then we would, like, pair our Yu-Gi-Oh cards with action figures and smack the action figures against each other. It was cool. It was cool and it was fun. And I was like, me and my bud were just always, like, playing these weird little war games like that, where the rules were, like, very, very, like, thinly defined, but it was very much oh yeah, well, I use this card on my action figure and he becomes better than your action figure. Oh yeah? Well, I use this card on my action figure, and now my action figure is better than your action figure. Just that kind of thing. It was cute and it was fun. And sometimes I pine for those days because they were ridiculous and they were fun. Like, this isn't to say that I'm, like, against, like, modern tabletopping nowadays, but there was just something, like, fun and innocent about making crap up as you go and then just... Is this the kit bash you showed me? So the armor that's going to be coming off of this kit is... But the kit bash herself is right here. She's just off screen, and when we get to the armor part, that's when I'm going to start slapping armor onto her, but... Here she is. Yeah. And let me tell you, trying to get the hat to stay on was really, really hard. Because, like, I had to, and here's a little bit of behind the scenes. For 30 Minute Sisters, they have this little bit up here where it's sort of like a lock piece for, like, the bangs and for, like, the side hair. So I had to put that locking piece, like, in the hat to make it work. So, and then I also had to use, like, the hat parts themselves to, like, stabilize it on her head to make sure that it wouldn't just fall off at random if I, like, moved the table just in a weird way. So now her hat stays on, kind of, as long as I don't flip her upside down. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep this part here with, like, the sleeves looking thing almost. I just did that because I thought it'd be funny. But yeah, here she is. And the rest of this kit's, like, armor parts are going to go on here once I get through the build enough for it to matter. She just falls on her face. My girl right now is like Megumin. Cast one fireball and she falls down off of the freaking table. Magical Girl Gundam. Kinda. Kinda. Oh, but Kite. I also built a paladin hang on. Let me show this guy off. I built him on my birthday in a coffee house. And, he uses the, like, Dragon Knight armor. And I also used, like, the Holy Knight. To be fair, it looks good enough to be a main character in an anime.
Thanks.
But yeah, I used the Dragon Knight and I used the Holy Knight expansions. As well as the fighter option box. Like, the fighter option box is cool because it comes with a crate. Like, it actually, like, straight up comes with a crate. That you could just, like, pose this guy on. And my favorite part, let me find it real quick. Ah, crap. I'm getting disorganized again. Wait, is it not in here? Oh, you know what I might have done? I might have just, I might have plopped that thing inside of the crate itself. Why does he remind me of Guts from Berserk? I didn't think about that until you just brought it up, but kinda. Kinda, yeah. But yeah, my favorite part is that you can actually put a tankard of ale in this guy's hand. This thing is awesome. It's so doofy, but I love it. It's so awesome. I think I have a picture on my Twitter of me posing him with that, so you can get your guy drunk if you want to. All right, let me move the Dragon Knight guy over real quick. But yeah, I built this guy on my birthday in a coffee house, and I'm really, really proud of it. He looks dope. He looks so dope. All right. Back to business. Did I already pump everything out that I needed to? I'm getting worried that I'm forgetting. It's fine. I'll find the right part eventually. Or wait, did it fall on the floor? Or did I just not snap it out yet? I hope it didn't fall on the floor. God dang it. Well... Well, for right now... Pop that guy right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the floor here in a sec, because I'm not seeing where that part went, and I think I knocked it on the floor somewhere. If that's the case, then I straight up can't finish this build, because this guy will have a waste part that I don't have anymore. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna look around my desk. Hopefully find this part. Otherwise we are in trouble. Because I won't be able to finish building this silhouette, and I don't want to be in that position. Crap. Hold on a moment. We're gonna go ahead and look under the desk. But I don't see it anywhere. Well, that's gonna be sad if I can't find the right part. Well, that mildly disturbs me. And I'm hoping that I can find it here soon. Well, crap. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. I don't know if I dropped it when I was explaining something or... Well, nope, it's not there. Not under my desk mat, not under anything in particular. Well, ain't that some shit that doesn't stink? I'm going into a southern accent again without even trying. That's what happens when you play a cowboy game for too long. Is it in there? It's the B7 waste part. At least I think I dropped it on the floor. I could just be misremembering where I put it, but... Yeah, I think it just fell on the floor. Oh. Fully clipped out color. It's grayish, kind of like these guys are. Well, bugger. Oh, actually, we're good. We're good. I just assumed that I clipped it out. I did not, in fact, clip it out yet. We're good. We're actually okay. We're good. We fine. Thank you, Kite. I appreciate it. That otherwise would have been very messy. Because there have been times I've had to stop a build just to buy a completely new part. It's not fun. It's not fun, man. Alright, there we go. The waste has now been completed. And we're going to go ahead and plop this bad boy on here. Let's see, articulation check. Yes, indeed. We can, in fact, perform an ab crunch. And we have some side-to-side movement. These things are really, really nice and posable. My man is coming out good. My man is operating on a different plane of existence right now. Okay. I had to look at that again for a sec because I got lost. I was like, what? I was like, do what now? I don't know if anyone else has these when they're building a model kit, but sometimes I'll have a moment where my mind ceases to work for a moment, and I'm like, you want me to do the what now? You want to run that by me again? But no, we're good. We're good now. We're good now. We're sailing along the path of reason. I'll travel on the path of reason. Take me back to Eden. Take me back to Eden. I've been on a sleep token kick again. Can you tell? I swear, every time I think I'm done with that band, it always ends up coming back to me. What? No. Yeah, what's funny is that between you, Kite, and one of my coworkers, you guys have gotten me to listen to some Rainbow Kitten Surprise, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's a good group. Yeah, one of my coworkers was also like, yeah, I'm going to a concert for Rainbow Kitten Surprise. My wife makes fun of me because every time she listens to Sleep Token, I ask if she's listening to Bo Burnham until I hear enough to know it's Sleep Token. Dang. They're fun. They are fun. I enjoy that group quite a bit. So, I told my coworker thank you already, and I will now tell you. Thank you for introducing me to that group. Bo Burnham Sleep Token. That's quite a that's quite the combination right there. That being said, I think it would be funny to hear a Bo Burnham interpretation of some Sleep Token. That would be interesting to hear. Let's see. Legs are almost complete. I know these say 30 minutes missions, but 30 minutes missions and 30 minutes fantasy, but you know what? Sometimes you need a little more time than 30 minutes to reach model kit nirvana. Alright. Nope, this is not one that I can just pop out of the runners. I will say that I have a lot of fun putting these things together because you can also put them together if you have absolutely no tools. They look better if you use tools, but you don't need them actually to put them together. It's great. It's pretty sick, I'll tell you what. And I said, boy, let me tell you what. Sometimes when you're doing a 30 minutes, you gotta take more than 30 minutes. You've never done a 30 minutes missions? I would recommend them. Like, if you wanted to do some really, really good customization without needing to learn how to kit bash, and you just want to make something that just straight up looks really cool out of the box, these are the kits for you. These are really, really dope, and I cannot sing the praises of 30 minutes enough. Let's see. We popped those out. Also, the beautiful thing about the 30 minutes line is that they design them well enough that you don't need any tools to do them either. Also, I just now realized there's an ad break going. So I'll say it again when you guys come back. See, until then, ad break is finishing now. Fantastic. Welcome back, everybody. But yeah, what I was saying was sucks for the non-subs. Yeah, it do. I am not back yet. Fair enough. Wait a few more seconds. And I'm going to now assume everyone's back. But, yeah, I can't sing the praises of the 30 minutes line enough. Because these kits are so good that you don't even really need tools to do them. You can just literally pop everything out of the runners and it doesn't leave, like, as big a mess to clean up afterwards. But also, just out of the box, the kits themselves are really, really cool looking. And you can literally rearrange the armor or the weapons or whatever you want to be whatever you want without extensive custom work. So whenever I want to kit bash and I don't want to think very hard, I usually reach for a 30 minutes kit. These are awesome. And even like the extra parts that come out of these that I can't use for an immediate, like even parts that I can't use immediately, I always find a use for them later. That's what I like about frame arms. So 30 minutes, and this may be a bit of a hot take. I think the 30 minutes line is frame arms done better. Because I agree with you. Frame arms, you can do basically the same thing, but there's just something about the 30 minutes line that's just more intuitive. Because with frame arms, I feel like I have to finagle things around in a weird way before I can make it work the way I want. I don't have the same problem when I do 30 minutes. And I do have a frame arms kicking around in here somewhere. It's probably in its storage box still, but yeah, frame arms, I don't mind. I was doing those before I was doing 30 minutes, but then Bandai released 30 minutes, and my wallet has been crying ever since. Let's see. Pop that on there. Alright, now I just need the ankle parts, which are located... Where are they located? Did I already remove them? Oh no, they're over here. That's what happens when I don't pay attention. Anyway. But yeah, the frame arm stuff is really, really nice. I also wish the older Armored Core kits were better. I know that's probably a hot take too, but the original Armored Core kits were good looking, but they were finicky as all heck. And you couldn't really get them to do anything that you wanted to without extensive amounts of gluing for loose parts and having to account for stuff. When it comes to models, the one I'm always wanting but will never have because the prices keep going up are the Fafnir kits and the Knights and Magic kits. Okay, I'm going to be so real with you, mate. I do not know what those are, so in just a moment here after we finish building the silhouette, I will Google those so I can take a look at them. I think one of you guys told me about Knights and Magic, actually. My mind is just, like, not retaining what it is. So, I'm going to have to go take a look once I get the other leg on here. So, yeah. I have now built the silhouette. This guy's basically just going to be my, This guy's basic... Knights and Magic is a magic mecha isekai. Oh my god. I feel like someone was telling me about that. I feel like someone was telling me about that. Maybe it was you. But I'm not retaining I'm not retaining that information right now because I'm dumb. But yeah, so these are the silhouettes for 30 Minutes Fantasy. They're really, really nice, and they pose up really, really good too, so like I said, I'm keeping this guy not as my actual priest, because the armor is going on the girl, but I am keeping him for whenever I need to draw something, and I need to figure out a pose. So we're going to stick our boy maybe like knelt down. Actually, hang on. I have an idea for what we can do. This is a crate. The crate is great, and we're going to just have our guy hang out here. We're just going to have our guy hang out here and, hold on. What's the... Can I put him in a full thinker pose? This is the question for the ages. Can I stick this dude in a full thinker pose? Because I know that he needs to be like that. Knights and Magic, loved reading the manga to it. Okay, now I have to look this up. I know somebody told me about it once, but I can't remember who now. Let's see. I'm going to try and put this guy into like a thinker pose. Close enough. That's close enough. All right, let's see. Window captcha. And no. That's not what I wanted to do. God dang it. All right. And I'm going to size this window differently so I can see my chat still. New tab, Brave. All right. Now then. Let's look up the Knights and Magic. The Knights and Magic kit. Let's see. Knights and Magic kit. Okay. No, I do remember this now. Okay, yeah, someone was telling me about these in a previous stream that I did. Okay, I remember now. Because I said the Ikaruga looked really, really crazy. Okay, so it's Mecha Isekai. Wow, these are weird looking kits. But I like it. Okay. How much do one of these go for? Now you got me curious. How much does this go for? Is it not going to tell me? See all buying options. Motor collectible like okay. $135, $140. Oh my god. Sheesh. That is a pricey boy. Holy crap. It looks good though. I'm not gonna lie, if I was a fan of Knights and Magic, I would probably shell the money out for that. I'm gonna be so real. Ooh, this guy looks cool. Okay, this guy's like 44 on USA Gundams. USA Gundam store. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. Oh my god. I remember someone showing me like a really crazy looking one. Not that one, but was it this one, the Ikaruga? Well, on this site, he's sick. He's normally like $71. Oh my god. But he has gun blades. That's okay, that's actually kind of sick. I need to read this manga. It looks cool. I feel like I need to read this now. Well, I'm going to have to say thank you again, Sleeps, for reintroducing me to that. I'm going to have to watch it. And or read it. His Gunblades doubles as magic one. Sleeps. If there's one thing I like more than Gunblades, it's wizardry. And now you're telling me that there's 2 in 1? Sonny, I'm gonna have to read this now. It also has kaijus. Okay, I'm sold now. Consider me sold. I need to read this manga now. Does it have an anime? Does Knights and Magic have an anime? It does. Okay, so I'm gonna have to read the manga and watch the anime, is what I'm hearing. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna not have any time left on my hands anyway. And it's an alright adaptation. That's good. Normally when something like that gets adapted, it gets done poorly. It's good to hear that that one's been done well enough. I'll settle for well enough than bad. Alright, but yeah. I really like how these guys pose up. I'm actually not going to have him in the thinker pose because it doesn't look that natural. So instead I'm going to put him in like a pugilistic form. It helps that the themes are so strong and they play into the main character's personality. Alright. I'm liking it more. Okay, hang on. We're gonna put the hands up. And now my boy is about ready to throw some hitting fists, and I really like how that looks. But this is not about him anymore. So we're gonna have to move him out of the way. Make room for my little witchy Kitbash. Which... Okay, no, those are the expanded instructions for the silhouette. Now I need the armor instructions, which is going to be on the other side. And we're gonna have a quick look here at what exactly we need. Because I know I'm probably not going to use the hat. I'm going to be just so real with you. I'm probably not using the hat. Let's see, but her chest... Okay, how am I going to adapt this? Because she is going to need to have... I am going to have to try and figure out a way to make the waist armor work. So... let me just start assembling some of this armor while I figure that out. It may well be that I need to do some drilling, and that's going to be messy. But... hopefully I will not have to involve the drill. And I can just start snapping things in place. If I do have to, then that sucks, but... it is what it is. Alright, let's see. The main loincloth is right here. And I'm wondering how I'm going to implement the other pieces. Red Nightingale, what we building? Well, we just finished building the silhouette of the Liber Priest, but his armor is not what we're putting him in. Instead, I have a Kitbash that I've been working on, where we're going to stick the armor on this girl. I've already gotten her started with some of the wizard armor, but the lower half and some of the detailing is going to be Liber Priest. So, Some of the... So these armor pieces that I'm building now are going to go onto this gal right here. We got her started up. She's wearing her wizard hat, and she's got the cape going. Now we just need to put more stuff on her. And then we'll have ourselves a Mystic Theurge. Not enough booba. I think the booba is sufficient. We have just enough. Let's see. We'll start with that. I have seen far worse. Oh, I know. There are some fairly egregious examples out there somewhere, no doubt. Let's see. Red Nightingale, true words of wisdom. Or maybe I live too far down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole, you say. Down the rabbit hole, you say. Down the rabbit hole, you say. I found some really egregious STLs. Maybe only I think this joke is funny, but you're welcome either way. I'm not going to actually show the video because reasons, but I'm reasonably sure everyone knows what this video looks like. That's quite enough of that. I get a lot of Vocaloid songs mixed up. You know, that's fair. That is indeed very fair. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is the front part of the vestments. Okay, so the 17... Okay, 17 and 15 need to be cut out right now. There we go. Come on, pop out of there. Now, G's 22 and 23 are required. So the longer pieces. Yeah, I'm going to just start assembling the armor, and then we'll probably suss out how we're going to do the rest from there. I'm hoping I don't have to do any drilling or, like, hard modification. I hope I just have to do some snapping, and that's it. But if I must, I will. And anytime I don't have to use Plastaweld is going to be a good night. Because that means I won't have to risk the integrity of my kit. In the long run. Okay. There we go. Also, I found a potato Hatsune Miku once at a hobby shop. It was very cursed. Like, I need you to know that that thing haunts my nightmares sometimes because of how friggin' awful it looks. I remember sharing the picture of it on, I remember sharing the picture of it on Twitter, and I still am like, That thing is an abomination of the warp. Nico me. Okay. Well, evidently Hoilepa has earned waifu tonight. The title of waifu tonight with that one. Have you seen the Nico Ni video? Where they replaced the sounds of like a speeding race car with the Nico Ni. Okay, hang on. I'll take a break for this one. This is actually really funny. I need to show you guys this one. This is actually good. Hold up. Hold up. I had messed up my Master Grade 78-2 Origin before because I put the wrist laser thing under the wrist. Oh, dang. Let's see. Nico Ni car. This video is so silly. Hang on. I love this video. It's so ridiculous. Let's see. You're supposed to slot the handball joint before you put the polycap in. Ah, that's painful. Okay, hang on. I need to pause my music real quick. And I think it's this. Wait, I can't remember which one it is, but. It's so silly. It's so silly, I love it. Hell yeah. There we go. That's the video. It's silly and I love it. Hang on. I think I broke my mobile platform. Let's try again. There we go. Mobile platform is back up and running. Onwards. But you made the whole forearm upside down. I'm half tempted to just cut into the forearm and buy some replacement wrist laser things from Bandai and just do the entire rim of the hand socket. Ooh. That's painful. I'm very sorry you're dealing with that, man. That sucks. Sheesh. There have been very few times when I've been in that situation where I have to do full like repair and modification just because I messed up, but when it happens, oh boy, it hurts. It hurts like the dickens, man. Let me tell you, it hurts like the dickens. We're gonna remove these. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. It's 8 a.m. I add sleep now. Alright, thank you for stopping by, Hoilepa. Thank you very much. Nico knee yourself to bed. in the Tokyo Drift car. Please enjoy. God, that video is funny. Because instead of like a wrist rocket laser, for frick's sake, man. My kick is nothing but bots. Why have I done this? need to make a couple of bans here. Because there are some bots in my Kick chat, and I need to figure out how to get the equivalent of a Siri bot on Kick.
Dang. Those are getting annoying. Those are getting annoying, and I don't like them. They're poopy. I don't like me them poopy.
When in doubt, make Kick emote only.
See, I would, but I actually want people to talk to me from everywhere, because
here's a little behind the scenes for you. Right now, I'm looking at both of my chats from Restream. And I really like having both groups talk to me. But so far, the Kick side is very much like it was when I just started out on Twitch, where it's only bots and they're just being like, oh yeah, you can find best viewers at. And I'm like, I don't care. I like my viewers, you clown. You clown shoe. My viewers are cooler than your best viewers or your popular viewers. You absolute doofenshmirtz. I never thought I'd use the word doofenshmirtz in that way, but here we are. But yeah, the Kick side is mostly just bots. I remember when I made my own custom high-grade kit bash. Go on. Tell me more. Tell me more of this custom high-grade kit bash. I always love hearing kit bashing stories. They make me feel like when I do my thing, I'm like, yes. And you can tell me that while the ad break is going. Let's see. Alright, so this one links up in the back. Took 2 torso units and used 1 torso unit for centaur legs. It's quite the inspired choice there. Here's one thing that I'm wondering for these 30 minutes kits. I wonder why they don't just use cloth. Like, maybe it's expensive or like inefficient to do that, but I feel like they could do way more with these if they actually used cloth instead of making plastic cloth. So don't get me wrong, these are fine, but they're also a pain in the arse to pose. Like, I get it for the, like, using all plastic for the armor, but not for the, Oh, okay, I see how this works now. Yeah, but not for the, cloth parts. Because the cloth parts, I feel like they would... You know what I need? You know what I'm probably going to do, even though this is very counterintuitive? The other torso unit for 4 hands, and each hand used a different weapon. For the backpack, I used a crossbone cape with extensions.
Nice. Yeah. That's what we like to hear.
I think one of the other weird things about these that throw me off is that these parts are actually like weirdly... Hey Dovahkiin, welcome in. Thank you. We're actually going to be sticking this 30 minutes onto a sister, and her hat fell off. But that's okay. I then used the Funsaiki, the horse from G Gundam. I just finished my Sazabi Master Grade Verka.
Hell yeah.
I bet that looks awesome. I bet that looks so sick. As the head, it was so stupid looking. Gotcha. But yeah, we're actually going to be applying the armor here to the sister, so this 30-minute sister is the one who's actually getting the armor of the Liber Priest. And I'm realizing now that for some reason her dang hips are in the way of the... She's dummy thick and it's not helping me any. Freak. Okay. Okay. Ooh, actually, this was a blessing in disguise. Having her belly fall off was actually a blessing in disguise. Because now I can do that. Okay, hang on, let me cook. The only problem is that her butt will not let me attach the waist cloth armor, which is slightly annoying, but I think I can make it work still. Like, her arse is too big. Let's see, I just made a meme of a horse with both 4 legs and 4 arms. Alright. Okay, hang on. Yeah, there's just something about her butt that's just not wanting to cooperate. Hold on. Okay, her belly falling off was kind of a blessing in disguise. And now I can do this. But why does it sit sideways? I think this is working now. Sort of. I don't like how it sits sideways, though. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that, because it's not working. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out about that. But will her waist fit back on? Not... well, kind of. It's kind of working out. It's just that her... I tried fitting some sort of Casa STL on its head because it was... since one of its weapons were the Redistre Kai's katanas. Alright. You are cooking, sir. Okay. It's kind of working. It didn't fit and I got so upset. That's fair. Because long samurai horse. Alright. I need to be careful and keep the belly over here. Otherwise, it's gonna just flop around everywhere and we don't want that. One thing that I do want, though, is... okay, God, I have to actually... I'm also just now realizing that the blessing and curse of her belly falling off is that her booba is pressing down on this part now. So I have to, like, finagle this in a slightly different way. But I also need to remove her sleeves. I think one day I want to buy like 10 entry grades and just make a Gundam Centipede. I wish you luck in that endeavor, my friend. That sounds like it's going to be quite the task and a half. My girl almost suffered broken wrist. That's fine. Alright. So her cloak is doing fine. And in actuality, you know what I could do to, like, double... No, that's not going to work. I thought of something cool, and then I realized it wouldn't work, so... That's some poopy. Okay. So, problem. Her butt won't let me put the, waistcloth on here. Solution. I don't know. The solution here is I don't know. And that's mildly unfortunate. Alright. What can I do about this? Now is the time to problem solve. I can build an entry grade in like 30 minutes, so 10 entry grades and a 3D printed connections to connect the stand plug to the head ball joint of the next torso. That would be interesting. Let's see, sorry if I'm not interacting much. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Wait, these are the shoulder parts. Huh. I really didn't want to have to do this, but maybe what I do is I glue... Man, I don't want to do glue, though. I try to avoid it whenever I can, but I don't think I can avoid it this time. And that means I won't be able to, like, really customize her in the same way ever again. I wonder. If I ever make a centipede, I'll put it on Reddit or something. That would be cool. You should make Gunpla Centipede. Alright, let's see. Close the waistcloth. Put it on Gunpla Gone Wild. Oh my god. See, here's the funny thing. I don't go on Reddit anymore, so... that idea is foreign to me. So instead of smut, it's just insect horror. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Here's one thing I'm gonna do. This is a little trick I learned from back in the day, but if you're clever, you can actually repurpose the runners for peg and socket holes that you can then use on other parts. Because I want to give her knee pads as well, so... like clerical knee pads. Therefore, I must do this. First and foremost, I'm going to try and fit these... Ah, shoot, it's too big. Maybe this one? No, wait. This one. Because the gate is a little bit smaller. Will this one fit? No, too loose. I wonder if I have another rod piece in here somewhere that I can use. And hell yeah, I do. Hang on. Oh, thank God for me collecting so many 30 minutes. So these will come in handy. I just need to cut them to shape. And these are basically just rod parts that you can use as connectors. So that... No, I just need to cut it down just a touch, not too much. There we go. I'll also make an X account so that only has pictures of it. Behold the centipede. That would be fun. I'm gonna have to do something about this waist cloth, though. It's really bugging me now. My goodness. Okay. Hold up, just doing a little bit of trimming. Okay, good. It's level just enough. No, I just need to take only the tip. Alright, I finished my art practice, and as requested, I have sent it to you so you can see it. Hell yeah. Oh crap, I think I cut this one too short. Will it still work? Let me put this knee pad on, and then I'm gonna go take a look and see what this looks like. But yeah. So the only thing that you've missed, Sleeps, while I go look at the cool artwork that you do, is that for some reason my girl's cake here won't allow me to put the waistcloth on. So I'm having to improvise a little bit. Alright. Time to have a look at good artwork. Discord. Dude, that's so awesome. Shut up, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. That's really, really cool, man. Hell yeah. Don't sell yourself short. That was really... You do like a really good job on like coloring and shadows and stuff. And like the lighting on that weird beam glaive looking thing looks absolutely sick. Don't sell yourself short. I struggle with that when I do artwork. Okay, so we've made some progress. So my girl now has, I don't think it's bad. I just don't know about good either. I'd call it good. I think you've done good work here, my guy. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's see. We have something going on here, but... I just wish that it would stay in there. This keeps falling out. I know it wasn't built for that, but... Well, me forcing it didn't work, so... I wonder what it is that's preventing it from actually staying. Hello, Big Fig Wasp. Welcome in. We're working on a little bit of a 30 minutes kit bash right now. One that's both going well and going poorly at the same time. And I'm having a bit of a hard time keeping a waistcloth on. So that tells me that I need to use some Plastaweld to make sure that it stays in place, but the sad thing is that I don't want to use Plastaweld. I was hoping to just do this without needing to employ the, yeah. But it seems like it will be unavoidable. Same thing with the, thought I got shadow banned. Turns out it was my VPN's IP that was banned. Was super sad for a good while. Oh no. Dang. Glad to see that you're doing fine. Yeah. Let's see. What can I do here about this? Just having her legs stand there. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Man, I don't want to do this, but I think it's unavoidable. And I don't think I'm gonna change her around anytime soon. Because if I do, then I'll just... Yeah. Well, this is gonna suck, but I must employ Plastaweld. I was hoping to avoid this. And actually, maybe I can't. So, she's permanently gonna have like this adapter on her. So I guess if I wanted to change around like her fantasy armor around, I can do that still, but yeah. I'm gonna have to employ Plastaweld. So that means I need to evacuate the entire area that I'm working in order to make this happen. Because I don't want any of the moving parts to get contaminated, so I have to remove the legs. And I have to somehow remove... Come on, get out of there. Well, there's no going back on this, so... I'm just gonna have to be really careful with this application, so... Yep, for those of you who don't know, Plastaweld is something that melts styrene, and it permanently joins things together. This is usually a step I try and avoid if I can avoid it. That wasn't redundant at all. But in this case, if there's a part that's not secure and I can make it secure, I will sometimes employ the use of Plastaweld to make it work, even when it shouldn't normally. Okay, so I need to sort of make sure it lines up. And so that it's even. Okay. So now this will be a permanent fixture on this kit. Which I'm both relieved by and kind of annoyed by. We can't put anything back on here yet, though, until this cures, so I have to sort of move on for now. That's kind of unfortunate that I needed to resort to Plastaweld, but sometimes you just can't get around it. And what I might do, just so I can keep her aesthetic a little bit better, since I've already hard modded this thing, is I might... No, you know what? I can still make use of where her tummy would normally go. Alright, no, this is fine. Hold on. Nah, we're fine. I'm overthinking things now. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside to let it cure. Let us now build her staff. This shouldn't take very long. And the reason why I chose the Liber Priest over the Wizard, actually, is one, because I like Mystic Theurges in D&D. And I thought it was thematically fun to do the Sorcerer, which is where this, like, tanny-looking armor comes from. But also, the Priest has access to a shorter staff that looks nicer, in my opinion, instead of just the Wizard. Which has a cool-looking staff, but it doesn't really match the aesthetic that I wanted. So we're going with this one instead. And also, like I said, I like Mystic Theurges, so the idea of having one was just too much of an allure for my building brain to want to deny myself of. That was a sentence. Good lord. Okay. I thought I could snap that one out cleanly. I couldn't. And now I'm paying the price for my hubris. It's alright, though. It's alright, it's alright. There we go. And actually, if I need to do some Plastowelding on here, that's actually not too bad of a proposition, because usually Plastaweld actually cleans up like marred plastic, so something like this for the staff, I think it would be a good idea to actually apply Plastaweld to it. It'd be one of the few rare instances where I would say that that's a good idea. And then one thing I wanted to do was actually put the Sorcerer's accessory on there. But as you can see, it is presently not able to slide on there well, so I'm going to do a little bit of modifying here. Little bits of modification at a time. Yeah, I need to give myself a parts separator, so I don't have to rely on X-Acto knives not cutting into my plastic. go. Alright, so the two that I need to remove are the two bottom ones. Okay. Now the reason why I'm removing them is so that I can actually slide this part onto the staff. I'm hoping that it will actually stay there from just friction, but if it doesn't... Well, I've already used some Plastaweld tonight. I'm not above using more if I have to. I'm just hoping I don't have to. So I'm hoping that friction just holds it on there. Nope. Friction does not, in fact, just hold it on there. So, in order to get this to work right, it's time for a little more Plastaweld, unfortunately. I really try not to use Plastaweld too much, because I would rather just stick the pieces together, but when they don't, sometimes you just gotta show the plastic who's boss. And in this case, it's me. I'm the boss. It's also the reason why I wear gloves when I do my Gunpla streams, because this stuff will also absolutely get all over your skin if you're not careful. And I'd rather not have a chemical like that getting stuck to me. Okay. It's also why I chose the gloves that I did, because Plastaweld will not stick to my gloves. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I just need to carefully slide this part on there. Nice. We're going to have a Mystic Theurge rod here in a moment. And it's going to be very unique to this character. I should actually stat this character when I'm done. I feel like that would be a fun exercise in Dungeons and Dragons, so... Okay, while I'm waiting for this to cure up, let's think about this for a moment. This is actually kind of fun. This is kind of a fun thing to think about. So, we have a sorcerer here, but we also have priest. So maybe this character would be... You know what I'm thinking? 1 to 3 levels of... Let's see, 1 to 3 levels of either Order Domain or Life Cleric. And then the rest is Divine Soul Sorcerer. Because we have Sorcerer in there. That will be interesting. I may have to try this out in Baldur's Gate later. That seems like it would be really, really cool. Alright, let's see now. I also considered building her, like, skateboard. So she could be, like, skateboarding priest. But I decided against it in the end because it seemed too silly. And, like, not thematic. Maybe I could still build it, but make it like her shield or something.
I don't know.
Now I'm thinking about it. And maybe I'm thinking about it a bit too much, but could be interesting. Considering that I've already gone this far with the modifications, I might as well consider going full hog with this and just... Shoot. Okay, careful. So this isn't going to fully cure until tomorrow, but it does get rigid enough that I can actually still play with it, basically. So it's rigid enough now that I can do things on it, but realistically I shouldn't until it fully cures. Okay. There we go. Now her waistcloth looks good. I'm a fan, okay. I also think it's a little funny that her boobah almost gets in the way of the loincloth part, but not really. And I think it's a little cool that the way that I designed her back cloak, you can't really see the... Yeah, here we go. Here's how she looks right now. I'm really happy with this. I have to confess, I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. Hold on, I have to put her hat on too. So, she has a dope looking waistcloth now. And yeah, her boobah kind of gets in the way of the loincloth. I'll probably debate with myself off stream if I want to drill lower so I can actually put the waistcloth lower. But her belly falling off was kind of a blessing in disguise because I forgot that there was a 3mm back there. I think she's looking good though. And I specifically chose this kit for the shoes because I think the shoes look cool. But now I'm wondering something for further modification. Because she still has some open stuff on her wrists and some open stuff on her... and I'm realizing now I can actually equip what looks to be... Because she's got like these weird little like sock things just above the boots that have a certain height to them. I wonder if I can switch those out for these and then put like her, what would be the normal shoulder unit, and then just put it on there. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I mean, I could go back and like put these back on. Actually, hang on, let me test something real quick. These would be interesting to put down here, but I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna test it. You know what? Let's try it. I don't know if it's actually gonna work or not, but at this point, I think we've earned the right to play around a little. Especially since we had to use a little bit of Plastaweld just to get that just to get the waistcloth to work. So, you know what, Ev, let's just see how we do. Ooh, actually, I found the problem with that plan just now. Crap. Yeah. These parts here don't have a, yeah, that's not gonna work. I thought it was gonna work. But it turns out it will not. That's a shame. Because these parts seem like they would have. But they will not. So instead... I'm wondering if I should just glue her hat to her head. But I don't really want to. And I really don't want to because it doesn't seem like it would be, well, necessary. Because she's mostly going to be standing up like that. The dilemmas never cease. She does have some dope knee pads. I will say that. She does have dope knee pads. And I'm wondering now... I have one extra cloth part I can use, but... maybe not. What I can't... oh, actually, hang on. You know what I can do? This piece is normally meant to be sticking out of the back of the character's head. What if I make it like her belt? Part of her belt. So... I attach it like that. Like a belt accessory. Yeah, that looks cool. Covers it up, too. And now we have a wizard. We have the Mystic Theurge. She's mostly all built up. I have to do a little bit more before I'm satisfied with the current state. Yeah, the reason why I don't want to glue her hat to her head, by the way, is because of the eventuality that I might want to switch out her face. So, I'd rather not have to deal with the reality where I would need to, for any reason, try and get the Plastaweld off of her head. That just seems like more work than I'm willing to put in. But her staff is done. We're starting to look good now. I'm having a lot of fun with where we're at. And I think her waistcloth looks good now. All right, all right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Our girl actually starts to look like something recognizably wizardy. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm quite happy with it. But one thing I'm probably gonna change. Hold on. There is one thing I'm gonna change, and it's her back. Because I think I can do better, especially now that I have more parts to work with. So I'm going to very temporarily dismantle her cloak so that I can do something fun for it. Oh, darn it. Come on out. Come on out.
There we go.
Because I like the idea of it being a bit more flexible. Just like the waistcloth. So let's go ahead and just nip these guys out. And then twist, drop, twist and drop, twist and drop, twist and drop. There we go. Now what I can do is make the same kind of assembly on the other side. A similar one that we have to the a similar one to the one that we have to the waistcloth. That's what I wanted to say. My goodness. That was laborious and a half to say. All right. Up we get. What just fell on the floor? I hope nothing important. It doesn't look like anything important. Good. Fantastic. I'll probably check for it later so I don't step on it, but now what I can do is this. And I'm realizing now that this may not work the way I thought it would. But I'm going to try anyway. Sorry, ma'am, I'm going to have to remove your staff again. And we are now going to have to finagle the cloak on here in the same way. And in actuality, that may have limited. No, actually not. I thought it was going to limit it a lot more than it did. But because normally they want you to put these on the outside, which I think is weird, but you know what, let's just try it. I'm down to try anything. I'm gonna have to do these externally. Weirdly enough. Like that. Then move it like that. And then place it back on. There it does that. Okay, it actually looks better. It was a little bit of effort to get on there, but it does look better. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other side real quick. I'm kind of glad that I did this. Because now there you go. So now what I can do is close up her cloak a little easier. Yeah, okay. Now it's gonna work out good. And close up her cloak. Okay, now it looks real good. That's a vast improvement from where it was when we started. All right. Heck yeah. And now we apply her hat. Dang, okay. The Mystic Theurge is looking good now. Our girl's looking good. Alright. Now I think we can stick the staff on there. So, let's do that. Pick her hand up. And maneuver El Staffo into El Hando. There we go. I think she looks really good now. Oh my god. Let's see. I like that her belt is so over the top. Like, now we're looking good. And I really, really actually am digging how this has come together. So there we go. What do you guys think? I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of this, dude. This is so cool. What the heck? We have finally done it. Except maybe not, because now the belly waistcloth is coming undone. Okay, I'm making an executive decision. I am gonna have to drill into, like, the lower waist just to make this work. I don't want to, but that is where the road is taking me right now. So that means I'm gonna have to pop the top off. And I mean, the good part about this in kind of a backwards way is that I can put her belly back on. So we still have that little belly part. But now I'm gonna have to make an adaptive drill into the abdomen. I don't want to do that, but we're gonna have to. Anytime I'm gonna have to do anything on this project, I always feel like I'm nervous. So I don't want to ruin anything, but unfortunately, we don't really have much choice anymore. So let's aim for right there. Scribe it a little. Okay. That's generally the right spot. Now I need to remove waistcloth pieces for now. And we're gonna keep, and we're gonna drill in now. This is a step I was hoping to avoid, but you know, custom parts, custom problems. And at the end of all of this, we're gonna have a situation where it'll fit better. And it'll be a little bit more cohesive. But the reason why I try to avoid making big modifications like this is because if you mess up, then you're going to be in a situation where, well, there's no undo button in real life. Let me put it that way. Okay. So we've made it in there. We now have a hole there. And now I need to widen it a bit more. And I miss my blue drill for this because the blue drill was able to do this without risking overly damaging your parts. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is anymore, so I have to do the messier method of knife hollowing, which requires a little bit more of a steady hand. And unfortunately, I think my knife is starting to dull a little. So it's not going to be as clean as I need it to. I should just change the blade out, if I'm being honest, but I don't know why I'm not. But when we're done, I should be able to just plop this in there and it'd be good. And then I will have a midsection that actually looks decent and doesn't look stupid. So I was hoping to avoid this modification, but it will pay off in the long run, even if I don't like it. Yeah. I think the other reason why I don't like doing this kind of modification is that it weakens the plastic overall. So it just makes it more prone to breaking later. Especially if I make the connection too tight. Then it's just a mess. Okay. Is that enough? Not quite. Almost, though. Almost. Needed to shave off just a little more. Make sure that it is clear, and then I should be able to fit it correctly. Yeah, the other reason why I'm doing it this way is to avoid having to plasta-weld things. Especially when they're this close to, like, the waist joint. Because if I do that, there's a very real possibility that I accidentally let the plasta-weld drip down into here, which is where the, like, legs meet up. And I won't be able to move her legs anymore, so I'm really hoping that this is a better option, but it may not be. Alright, hang on. Test fit. It's kind of there, but it still needs room. But it is sitting tighter, so that's reassuring, but need to do a little more shaving. Hang on. I think the crappier part about doing these modifications, too, especially when I don't currently have the right tool for the job, is that I need to make sure that I don't over-widen, because if I do, I'll have made a situation that is less than ideal. Okay. It fits now. Oh, thank goodness. But now I need to make sure that the belly never comes out again, so more plasta-weld. I never like using this stuff if I can avoid it, but if I can't, I must. In you go, and never to come out again. There we go. Now my girl is ready for a final test fit, where now all of the pieces should be in their proper place. Okay, the scary part's done. I know this stuff fits now. Now I just need to make sure that I assemble things correctly. And make sure that all of the articulation is fine. Okay. Yes, indeed, her legs are in fact fine. The minor surgery was required. And it actually meshes the kit together better now than it did the first time, so it's a lot tighter looking and it looks a lot nicer, so I'm gonna go ahead and call that success. Alright, please go in. There we go. Well, there goes her backpack and her cloak. But that's fine, I can just plop that bad boy back on there. Like so. Good thing is that it still covers up the it still covers up the bottom part, so that's neat. Alright. Our girl's looking good now. Alright, I want the cloak to sit a little lower so you can see her jacket underneath. Like that. Yeah, there we go. Mission accomplished. Let's see, now I can put on the belt ornament again. She looks almost like she has a Kamen Rider belt ornament for her holy belt.
Gonna eat a pizza.
Oh, I'm being raided.
Hi, can I order a pizza?
Hello, everybody.
Why?
Cause you are John Madden.
Thanks for the raid, dude. We're currently doing a kit bash for a 30-minute sister and 30-minute fantasy. We right now have crafted ourselves a Mystic Theurge. A Mystic Theurge build in which, well, hey Tech, long time no see. I'm doing pretty good. We're building, and we're actually in a really good spot right now. Because there was a lot of extensive modification that needed to go into this, but I'm really happy with where we ended up. She looks good. Subcrafts. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I had to do a little bit of modification on the waist to make the belt work. And I had to do a lot of modification just to make her hat stay on, but we are at a point now that's looking really, really swag. There's part of me though that makes me really wish that they just included cloth parts. Maybe it's because it's too expensive or because they just wouldn't look as good, but I don't know. But yeah, she's looking good. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the parts. Because I got these. Soft parts always look so much better. I agree. Who knows, maybe I'll revisit this build again in the future and replace all of the plastic cloth parts with actual soft parts. You know, just to make it look better. Now I'm wondering if I could actually fit these guys back on to make them look like sleeves. Hold on. I'm gonna try. Because if I can do that... Oh, there goes her hat. But that's okay. Just need you to turn your wrist. Just the wrist. It's fine. I don't need to turn the wrist, I guess. Yeah, how y'all doing? Thanks for popping in on the raid. We've just been doing this. Alright. Will her other hand work with this? My guess is gonna say no, because this is why we can't have nice things. Alright, let's see. Can you cooperate? You guys are chilling, relax before bed. Was out there all night catching and fighting all the Pokemon. Nice. How long have you been working on this one? About a month. I started it off stream, decided to do it on stream because I was having more fun with it. Okay, yeah, these are not going to work as slaves. Or maybe they will. Hang on. Will you pop in there? It is not popping in there. But yeah, I started this gal off stream. Wanted to finish her on stream. Good lord. Yeah, this isn't going to work as a sleeve. Because it clashes with the other. Yeah, it clashes with the staff. Good lord. So that's not going to work as a sleeve, I don't think. Unless... Hold on. Holy crap, okay. Hold on. I'm cooking. It may work. I just need to get... Please pop on there. Oh, okay. It kind of worked. Now the real question is, can I bring it back around? Okay. Instead of fighting against me, I just need to turn the wrist like so. And then do this. Move the wrist joint back. And then I can kind of have sleeves. What the heck? Okay, this actually isn't too terrible. I would need to do some major adjustments to make it work permanently, but it's a very interesting look, if nothing else. Hold on. There we go. Ah, darn it, it didn't work. Yeah, her whole wrist fell off. I thought it was gonna work. Hold on, it may still. Now you guys are watching me have an exercise in futility here. Hold up. Maybe I can make it work. Because really all I need to do is that. And I need... It didn't work. No. I thought I was gonna have neat sleeves. No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Aha! I got it. I got it. Kinda. You can't really see. You can't really see her hand under all of that, but she now looks like she has big poofy sleeves. Oh man, that took more effort than I was willing to actually put into it, but it looks interesting. So now she looks like she has big poofy sleeves. Is the head sculpt nice? Sort of. I had to do some major modifications for her hat to stay on. I'm gonna push my mic a little bit. But yeah, overall, I really like how her face looks. She looks like she's shouting some kind of like incantation or something. And I'm a big fan of like the closed robe. And like the pose that I want to put her in. I'm going to have to finagle it a little bit, but I want it to be like almost Yu-Gi-Oh cardy, like that. Where she's like pointing and then also casting. But yeah, I also had to do a little bit of custom on the staff, because normally the staff wouldn't... Posing is the most important part. If it doesn't pose well, throw it in the box. I agree. Unfortunately, I think my girl will pose well. Especially after all the modifications that I've just done. So she could do like a this. And it looks like she's doing like an electric slide. Like magic cast. It's kind of cool actually. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Ass card looking thing. And I'm happy about it. One of my HG Barbados literally couldn't pose without falling apart. He went back in the box. No, that's sad. Thankfully, my girl here tends to pose really well, so I don't think she'll be required to go into the box anytime soon. I just need to find a cool pose for her now. But also, I did build a party member. Hold on. I'll have her stand like right there. But for my birthday, I built this guy. When we first joined, I was like, is that a different colored Dark Magician girl? You know, it could be. But yeah, I built, and she fell over. I built a sword lancer looking dude using the Dragon Knight and the Holy Knight. I made this guy on my birthday. I really like him. He looks cool as hell. So now I like to think I have a small adventuring party forming here on my desk where we have our Holy Knight slash like Dragon Lancer looking dude. Aw, thanks. It was on the 20th. So yeah. We have our Dragon Lancer right there. And we have our Magician Girl. If I can put her hat back on. Her hat's being the most complicated thing right now. There goes her hat again. But yeah, we have the Dragon Knight over there. We have our Mystic Theurge Magician. Now we just need some form of Sword Warrior. That could be cool. Or some kind of like rogue. Like a assassin or some kind of slashy dude. But yeah, I have an adventuring party starting up here. And what's funny is that I'm trying to think about how to stat her in D&D. That's... Dual Blade Rogue would be sick. Now you're talking. Now we're talking. 2-sword rogue. Like a swashbuckler or something. It has like a fencing sword and also has a dagger in the other hand. Yeah. But yeah, we have something of an adventuring party happening right now. And I'm really happy about it. Because I've been working on the girl for a while. And now having the Dragon Lancer guy here, we're making some good things, let me tell you. We are cooking right now, that's right. All right. And, oh, Jesus Christ, I just now realized what time it is. I just now realized I went over time a little bit. Holy crap. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to start shutting down here, but I want to thank everyone for stopping by. Thank you, Crafts Chaos, for the raid. Beautiful, beautiful man creature. And yeah, we have a adventuring party happening here, and we're going to have to get us a rogue eventually. Because we have a tank, we have support, and now we need a DPS. That's how most adventuring parties work, right? Anyway. For now, though, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what I do things here on Twitch and on Kick, and I will be posting my VOD to YouTube. But once more, this has been Bite the Robot. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Have your slashy rogues and your paladins and your mystic theurges everywhere you need them to be. Have a good night, everybody.